continue to shine a spotlight on Heritage Month. Limpopo Book Fair is set to take place from the 27th to the 28th of September at the Jack Bottas Park in Polokwane. The event aims to highlight diverse literary voices and really facilitate togetherness through the collective joy of books. Now, the event will see renowned literature figures share their creative journeys as well. So for more on this, we are joined virtually by Muofhe Mulovhedzi from Nwala Writers Club. For more, a very good morning to you and thank you for joining us here on the SABC at this hour.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me.
Muofhe, perhaps you could speak to us about how the Limpopo Book Fair plans to emphasize the importance of promoting literacy at large.
You know, when we started the Limpopo Book Fair, we actually wanted to get books into people's hands, those that would not be in the formal market. So for us, we thought that, you know what, this is a great way of promoting literacy. This is a great way of getting young people to understand the importance of books, and that books can be an event too, because we want young people to read, we want children to read, we want to make it a culture. So the main purpose of starting the Limpopo Book Fair was to get people to read. You know, it is so important, you know, the literacy rates of this country. So we are trying our level best to make people love books and to actually enjoy celebrating books. I mean, it's not every day where you've got books in a park and everybody's reading one, celebrating in literacy, games and all of that. So, yeah, it's been one of those aims to get people to read, yes.
Yeah, thank you for those opening remarks. And it's absolutely pertinent because, you know, this book fair now falls within Heritage Month. And the aim also aims to preserve Indigenous languages, promote reading in Indigenous languages such as Sepedi, Tshivenda. Talk to us about the importance of that as well, for our country as well.
You know, we are very privileged as Limpopo Book Fair because Limpopo has 3 Indigenous languages, and we are trying our level best to promote those languages, even cross translations. I mean, if I'm a Venda girl and I would love to have my Venda, the story I wrote in Tshivenda being read by Pedi people, and Indigenous languages are sort of losing a little bit of their, you know, what can I say? They're not so exciting for people. People want to read English books, but now we need to bring them back into the fold and say, look, this is our Indigenous languages. This is what our children understand from a small age, the mother tongue. And Limpopo has a lot of languages. I mean, we even have Isindebele there as well, which is quite nice. So the diversity that's going to be there is amazing because we've got Sepedi writers, we've got the likes of Mama Bulo Mampoko, we've got the likes of, you know, Takarani M. These are writers that have diversified and have actually decided that they are not going to throw away their Indigenous languages. We've got Bakororo Press, which promotes all languages in Limpopo, your Xitsonga, Tshivenda, Sepedi, you know, and they even have a few authors that come from Zim. So it's actually quite nice to see all these languages represented at this book fair. And the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture has made sure that, you know, they also help us with the call out to say, if you are writing in your Indigenous languages, you have a space at this book fair as well. So that's been quite important.
Social cohesion and nation building at large. But we're also looking at the challenges. I mean, over the past few weeks, we've seen how libraries are struggling to be maintained across the country. I wonder if you could speak to how these festivals aim to contribute to sustaining libraries, but also just the economic, the cultural development in the province.
You know, we've got a lot of book clubs. We've got NHC Book Club, which are, you know, very passionate women who are trying to get a book in every hand, in every side of Limpopo. So what is happening is that we are trying to say to the authors as well, please come with the books so that we know that you are there. We are able to capacitate our books, our libraries. Even the library department of Limpopo will be there to say, show us your books, show us your material. Let's try and fill in these libraries. There are a few independent library representatives that will be there as well. I know that there are about 3 or 4 that are actually going to be coming to buy books for children in their villages. So it has become very important with book fairs like this that authors get to meet their market, number one. Number two, we get to to library. Number 3, we get to meet as well as the bookstores that are not really capacitating their shelves with South African books. I was a bit worried about that, but Makororo Press is opening a bookstore soon in Limpopo, and we are hoping that it actually grows and it represents all of Limpopo, where people can say, in Limpopo, we've got this bookstore, and our books are collected from the book fair, and they're able to get onto those shelves so that they meet their market. It's very difficult for authors right now.
Yes.
The digital age is here. Everybody is on Twitter. Everybody's on Facebook. People hardly read books anymore. But that's also because books are not visible in our spaces all the time. So if the library is within the community, it's actually better. I always used to say, why are we building libraries so far away from the community? Then children have to get into a taxi to go and read a book at the library. Put them inside. Even the small little library, maybe an old cafe that no longer works. Let's take books and let's put them there. And one of our drives, which is also helped by Isuzu as well, who have come on board and said, we want to be part of this thing. They are actually collecting books for us so we can capacitate the small spaces in our community where we can actually put these books on the shelf. So the Limpopo Book Fair helps us curate these books as well.
Visibility becomes important, perhaps also adaptation in this digital era, which is what you alluded to. I know that there is an issue of publishing in South Africa and inclusivity. I wonder if you've got sentiments on that, perhaps even the costs associated in creating the books and then obviously, let alone releasing it to the public for consumption. What have you noticed about that shift? What more needs to be done? And then just lastly, as we're also looking at the panel discussions, the themes as well, that kiddies section that's also set to be part of the event. What can people expect to really want to come out and support?
The kiddies event, in fact, is the first time we're introducing it. We are so happy that we've got Funda Wande there, Nali Valley coming on board, ethnic kids there as well. And we actually have Afbob, who actually came on board and said the Afbob Poetry Project will be there as well. They're bringing their truck. Young people will be able to recite. The children will be read stories to by ethnic kids. Your Nali Valley will be there also doing read alouds. Your Funda Wande will be doing literary games. So we have actually packed it so much. We've got free book giveaway, free book competitions and all of that. But more than anything, it is a celebration. So we want young people to come in and enjoy books. I mean, we actually give them the impression that books are so much work these days. And we also give them the impression that, they have to be school related. And this is going to change that narratives.
Absolutely.
The NYDA, especially with, the NYDA is coming on board to say, what can we do? How can we play part in literacy? I was also speaking to Love Life the other day, and I was saying to them, except for putting condoms in children's hands all the time, let's put a book and see they will not, be distracted from the need of condoms. Do you understand? So it's one of those things where we are trying to change the narrative of book fairs. I know people think you get there, you read a book, you're bored all day, but
I'm going to have to come in there. I know that there's plenty to explore. Perhaps this served as a conversation starter for what people can expect. But thank you for joining us at this hour. Limpopo Book Fair, having announced its 2024 list of authors, boasting some big names from the literature industry as well. Just in conversation with Muofhe Mulovhedzi from Nwala Writers Club, chatting about what we can expect.